So today's topic is going to be about filming. Everyone has a phone that has a camera in it, and people have cameras that can take pictures of people all the time, long range, short range, and people have the technology to instantly put something that they saw on the bus, like a cop pushing a old woman down the stairwell, to naked guy in subway shouting racist things. Some of these things are interesting and it's fun to watch these things that are captured, but can you capture police officers doing this and is it legal? Some of us, all of us, especially if you're using YouTube, have these cameras. I mean, they're very small. They're smaller than a bottle of water. They're smaller than a cup for water. Ooh, that's my I just lost my teeth cup. But I mean, it's just as small as my pill bottle for my natural melatonin sleeping pills. It's small, and you can just point, shoot, and you can hear all the audio. And is it legal, or should it be legal that cops are scared of those, or should we be able to have that as a especially because cops are the ones that are supposed to enforce our laws. Can we video cops? Because who's there to, enforce laws on cops enforcing laws? Now, to start with, I have to say I'm not anti-cop. I'm not a person who necessarily says bad things about cops, but in history, especially in the Los Angeles area, there have been times where videos have been a very good and useful thing, especially what comes to mind is Rodney King. And if we had not seen that and we had not heard about that, some guy was on the street and said, "Hey, look, there's some cops over there and they're doing something." And they're just taking video of it, and they tried to take the video away. And we were so close to not even seeing this. Cops beating people doesn't sound like a thing that is far fetched, especially during the Rodney King era. Cops beat the crap out of people in Los Angeles, and there was federal probe and everything. And, according to California law, they did nothing wrong. According to federal law, they did lots of things wrong. But, you know, just the fact that we have video cameras, and, it was a Sony Handycam kind of video camera, just like this, bigger because it had tapes, and uh, we had, you know, that was the start of like the tech revolution. I really think so. Media was so easy to make because you had these tapes and you had these video recorders, and they're not really expensive. They're $200 or $500. You could save that over a few weeks, months, whatever. Even children can now save enough because the cheapest ones that you can buy are $99, and they're of they may not have stabilization. This doesn't have stabilization, but it's something that allows the media to be able to see things like tornadoes, things like cop beatings, and things like that. But if the cops come to you and say, which they have done to me, "Stop videoing me," and I will say to them, "This is my First Amendment right. You cannot do this to me. You do not have any just cause. I don't have any drugs. I don't smell like anything. I didn't do anything. I am just videoing the subway," which is perfectly fine. And they tried to intimidate me, and I'm like, "No, give me your supervisor now. I am not leaving here until you have your supervisor, and I need to talk to him, and you need to know that what you're doing is illegal because you have no probable cause. I'm not doing anything. I'm just filming you." He got a supervisor, blah, 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 blah. And things like that happen to me all the time. But because I'm able to challenge the police here in Los Angeles, and because there are so many cameras in Los Angeles, not just the cameras that people are carrying, everyone has a cell phone that has a camera. There are cameras on the street looking at you driving. There are cameras in the subway cars. And it's not far-fetched to think that in Los Angeles, at this time, if you are taking public transport or you are just walking down a main street, you will be definitely filmed. But that's not the case in every city. If you take a bus, you probably do have closed circuit cameras, but if you're just a person walking down the street in the suburbs, that may not be possible. And that may be the reason why so many people have these cameras and they carry them around because they're so light, they're so easy to use. And a lot of times mine makes sound, but a lot of the times these just open, turn on, and have no sound. Oh, it didn't have a sound that time. Well, whatever. Um, and do the police have the right to say you can't film this murder suspect? Yes. Do the police have the right to say you can't film this murder victim? Yes. Do they say you can't take pictures of this person who's all bloody? Yes. But if they start beating the crap out of the person, do you have that right? I think you do have that right. It's something that allows the American people, because the First Amendment right that you have is to political speech. So anything that the police does brutality wise, bad, I mean, if someone was shooting at a police officer and the police officer beats the crap out of that person, I honestly don't care. They're trying to kill the police officer. The police officer can beat the guy close enough to his death that he is just a bloody pulp that is breathing. That does not bother me. It's when the police officer tries to confiscate and tries to erase the video that you were trying to gather because you clearly saw that the police officers were doing something wrong. Time and time again in Los Angeles, especially in Los Angeles, because we are such a media-minded city, do we find that police officers have done this over and over and over, and I believe that this is our right, because we know that our police officers in the city of Los Angeles are corrupt to the point of they attack reporters during the May Day rallies in 2000 and I believe 7 or 8. If those the people recording it did not show the police officers beating the crap out of reporters. Okay, number one, don't beat the crap out of reporters because they'll just report that you beat the crap out of them. And then don't say that you didn't beat the crap out of them when you definitely have reporters live showing you beating the crap out of them with horses. And like I said, I have great respect for the police, but if you do something wrong to us, we have the right to remove you as well. That's happened so many times in LA history that we just have a tenuous relationship with our police because they have so many times removed our rights without our rights. But I think that this right is one of those ones that are more fundamental. One of the ones that are it's like freedom of assembly. You know, you can go to a place and not riot, but you could go to a place and you can assemble and you can shout and you can scream as long as you don't damage property. And you can hold a rally, you can hold a vigil, and this is a right that people don't have in a lot of countries, and this is a right that I believe is fundamental in our democracy. We put it in our Constitution. We put it in the Bill of Rights. A lot of people wouldn't want the Bill of Rights, but the Bill of Rights is here and is thoroughly defended, especially the First Amendment, by our Supreme Court. Always has the right of a minority to shout whatever it wants. You don't have to listen, but the minority has the right to shout horrible things that are inflammatory and wrong and racist and all of these things, but they are protected under the First Amendment. You have to take the good and the bad, and with the cops, you have to take the good and the bad. Like cops try to beat you up when you are reporting on a rally. That's my thought. Okay, so it's Ryan, the Tails End, talking to you for 10 minutes because I don't know why, because I actually feel better for the first time in like 9 days. Signing off. Bye.